Hi guys, Evette Rose here, and welcome to this mini workshop here with me today, where we're going to be looking at how to receive. Hi guys, Evette Rose here. Guys, I'm so excited to be hosting this mini workshop here with you today for how to receive. But guys, quickly, for those of you who are new, who don't know me, my name is Evette Rose. I'm also well known for having written this big book, Metaphysical Anatomy, which is 800 pages of psychosomatic stress of 679 medical elements for adults. You know those symptoms that you get in your body, just like, what is this all about? What is my body trying to tell me? Here you go. Your body is talking. Are you listening? So here you'll be seeing the trauma triggers, the patterns, the psychosomatic stress factors, and also key points how you can start to address it. And there's so much more. We have a free MAT membership website also, where you can dive into so many courses that's absolutely free, connected with this as well. So you can go find that out at evetterose.com. And guys, yes, absolutely, we have the kids version as well. So psychosomatics for children. And if you don't have kids, it's still perfect for you, because if your inner child is still a bit wounded, there's something in your past that you haven't quite been able to fully grasp or deal with, this is for you, because your ancestry is talking. Are you listening? Because kids haven't really had a full lifetime yet to accumulate a lot of trauma and stress that can be hindering them. So it's a very, very interesting book to be looking at your ancestral patterns. So guys, also quickly, before we get started furthermore, if you want to learn also how to read the body like a book, because I have the intuitive body workshop. One day we learn how to read the body like a book. It's absolutely fantastic. And you also get a certification. My MAT level 1 Metaphysical Anatomy Technique trauma release course, also based on this work, is absolutely awesome. And bring two friends, come for free, or you can get your discount. And my intuitive spirit guide workshops coming up as well, teaching you how to heal and work with your angels, because guys, I didn't write this on my own. So a lot of amazing things that's coming from all of this. And so without further ado, I would love to be diving into this topic here with you, how to receive. It's a big topic. This is something that I think probably most of us can relate to, because this is intense. Because to receive is not just about, okay, well, someone gave me this post-it note back, like, great, thank you. This is about an exchange. This is about receiving something where you're opening yourself up to receive something into your life. Now, of course, what we receive can depend. I mean, a post-it notepad, people might think, oh, well, that's flimsy. Well, to me, this is a masterpiece, because here and just that, I can design an entire workshop with mind mapping. Voila. So to some people, it might seem like just post-it notepads, but the value that this might have for me, because of the meaning that it creates in terms of what I can do with it and what it will propel forward. Wowee. Now that's a whole different story. You see, it's the value that, or the perceived value that we add to what we receive. And that is what triggers. Do I feel I can have it? Do I have trauma or negative associations connected to it? Is it safe? Does it make me feel good? Does it make me feel bad? All these things are consciously and subconsciously running through our minds when we receive. And sometimes these triggers that we feel in relationship to what we are receiving can sabotage our ability to be in the flow of receiving, to accept it. Are we going to sabotage it? Are we going to push it away? Are we going to receive it, but then receive it without having any boundaries connected to it? Do we receive, but then we feel we still have to suffer? Or do we receive and then we feel we're obligated? The list can go on. Now, at the end of the day, I want to talk about how to receive. But when it's like, receive what, Evette? Well, that's a great question, because that's kind of what I want to tap onto next. Receiving is not just all about money. It's not just about assets. It's also love, it's time, it's energy, and it's support. Now, what's really also very interesting is that I had to look at what was my definition of receiving, because I was actually receiving on a day-to-day to second-to-second basis. but it's things that we're so used to receiving that we don't really add the necessary value to it because it's just automatic, right? Someone does you a quick favor, or someone quickly, when they walk out the house, they close the door because there's respect there. And it's about also, how do we receive all these little things? Because the bigger things, which is where the pain points are, is where the wounds are, of course. So of course, the things that triggers you, that's what's going to tell you exactly where your receiving challenges are and where the unresolved wounds are. And the frustrating part is that sometimes these wounds, when they are triggered, it's very deep subconscious memories, meaning we don't always have conscious cognitive access in relationship to the stress that we felt in the past, maybe our childhood, maybe a little bit just recently, but it was maybe so stressful that we don't actually remember it. But the body remembers. The body physiologically and biochemically reacts to these memories. And then we suddenly feel bad when we receive something, but we can't consciously grasp why. So we just react to the bad feeling, and we either push it away, we reject it, or we sabotage it. Because when we look at it at the end of the day from this perspective, that our ability to receive is an expression of how we receive love, support, and time, and perhaps also money, and many other things in the past, right? So what happens is, of course, if someone did something for you and they made it clear that it was a burden to them, or that now you have to pay something back and it wasn't discussed beforehand, so it caught you by surprise, or they made you feel bad for it, or they supported you in a way that made you feel very entrapped or controlled, which means that the support actually felt very traumatic. Then we're going to now reject support in the future because the body made all these negative associations with support when someone supported you with their time. And now we have people that's doing everything themselves. Me. And probably you, and probably many other people. I don't know. But that for sure has been absolutely a huge one for me. So when we also receive, guys, it means that we're opening up. It means that we're opening up to receive. And what happens when we open up? We feel vulnerable. Because when we feel vulnerable, or when we're actually not vulnerable, when we open up, it means that there is some kind of subconscious, unspoken exchange taking place. And if that platform of exchange is not communicated clearly or agreed to clearly, and there's a gray area, you're not going to feel in control. You are going to feel vulnerable. You are going to feel unsafe because communication or boundaries and expectations haven't been clearly expressed. And if you feel, well, I did, and you still feel that, then I'm saying, no, you didn't express it clearly enough. Absolutely, there can still be trauma points, but this eradicates a huge, huge, huge aspect. It means that you don't believe the communication that was given to you, meaning the feedback. Something to think about. Why don't you believe it? Now, that's another point. Because receiving can mean that we feel now obligated to do something back, especially if the exchange was not communicated. It can mean that we feel controlled because sometimes we receive and we feel, but we're not allowed to give feedback in terms of how we need to receive. And we just allow people to run with it. So now we are being controlled by what other people think we want. And even though they have good intentions, they mean well, it's not what we need. So we don't really feel like we're receiving. The thing that whatever it is that we're receiving now is feeling like a burden. And you don't want it. And now you feel ungrateful. Now you feel guilty and shameful for feeling ungrateful for something that someone else is doing for you, which you don't need. It's frustrating, right? All right, guys. So let's jump into our writing exercises. We're going to do a healing meditation at the end. So I'm really looking forward to this. And also, guys, listen, if you want to finish this, please join us at matmembers.com. Sign up for free, go to webinar replays, and you can join us for the full mini workshop there, right there at your hands. at the click of a finger and join us, because you also get to enjoy so many other free webinar replays as well, online healing courses, meditations, you name it, everything is there, and it's for free. matmembers.com. See you there, guys, and until then, be the light that you are.